Good evening and welcome to another Coach Vincent show here at Rooster's Men's Grooming at the Tower Center across from the 1890s Ranch. Coach, we had a really great game. I mean, it came down to literally 1 second on the clock.
It was a big win for our program. Really a game that got us, one step closer to a playoff spot. We knew that we would get everything Georgetown, had in that game. They played extremely hard, and I felt like Georgetown played extremely well. And hats off to them for that. I mean, a team coming in hungry, a team that was trying to get back in the playoff race, and so we knew it'd be a tough contest. And just really proud of our guys to come out on the winning side of the game like that.
Yeah, and I mean last year it was the same thing. I mean, we went in and around the same type of level, score, record, everything, and they came out playing really hard. And you can't ever count George.
Close game last year also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So offensively, Isaiah got quite a few yards, and then of course that 99-yard kick return was helpful.
It was a great way for us to start the game. Really proud of him for that. Georgetown did a good job of mixing up what they were doing on defense and really selling out on some things. I was proud of our offensive line and our offensive personnel in that second half for getting some really good drives going. In a game like that, you got to have some good drives. You got to have some good scores late, and so I was proud of them in that second half for responding. It was similar to the week before, kind of one of those halves where it's back and forth, and in the second half, we got some real positive things happening offensively.
Is that the first half we've ever gone in down?
I'm trying to remember. I try not to think about those things too much.
But it's a good thing to see how they respond.
Yeah, and we've had to respond a couple times this year in certain situations, and that's been good for our football team, and we've learned from those things. You learn from those every time you have to do it, and in both situations, our defense came out and got some big stops early on in that third quarter, and that's what kind of helped get things going and turn things around also.
Speaking of defense, I saw Danny Davis and on the Statesman, they said RJ had 22 tackles this past game.
We just got done tonight recognizing our players of the week, and I think RJ may have broke the school record for production points, which is something we track for the number of tackles you get, the number of pass breakups, fumble recoveries, caused fumbles. A lot of things go into that production chart, but he had 45, which has got to be pretty close to a record probably set by Micah Thomas and some of those guys that we've had playing that position. But he had an outstanding game. I was really proud of our defensive line. There was a lot of times that we were in max coverage situations and only rushed 3, and they kept at least moving the quarterback around. And so I felt like starting up front with them. They did a good job against the run game for the most part. They have a really good back over there that got loose on us once, but for the most part, we did a good job against him. So really proud of our defensive line, our linebackers for having to really be a part of the coverage because Georgetown can stress you in so many places. I was proud of them for the coverage stuff that they did. And then our secondary, against an offensive machine like Georgetown that throws the ball around, just with the exception of us messing up a communication on a coverage and not playing over the top of a route like we needed to, with the exception of that one play, for the most part, I felt like we made Georgetown earn what they got down the field and didn't let them just throw the ball down the field on us all night.
Yeah, I've seen great things, and even though it was a close game, there was a lot of great things. And speaking of that, how about the players of the week?
Players of the week this week, offensive lineman was Sean Freeman, probably had his best game of the year. Offensive back was Bryce Dahl. It was good to see Bryce get going on some big runs. Receiver was split between Jamil Pittman and Ryan Landrum. Our offensive MVP was Isaiah Valera. Our defensive back of the week was split between Caleb Welch and Caleb Timmons. Those two guys had a good job and did a good job in the back end. Defensive lineman was Wesley Goldwater. Our linebacker of the week was Jeremiah Chambers and Cole Patterson. And our defensive MVP was R.J. Phillips with the night he had. Special forces, I know you got a lot of special forces guys that you're going to get to talk to tonight. With Justin and Diogo and these guys coming in, and Kyle. But our special forces MVP this week, we had trouble figuring out who that guy would be because Isaiah Valera had the big run. Rob Ferreira had 12 production points just on kickoff unit. So we had Rob Ferreira as one, and then Jeremiah Chambers did a good job on special forces. Hammer Award was split between R.J. Phillips, Caleb Welch, and Wesley Goldwater. They all had 3 really big hits. RBI for the biggest block was Jamil Pittman, Ryan Landrum, Christian Dominguez, and our hard hats were Gabe Adams, Eric Grimaldo, Noah Hughes, Luke Cieno, and Aiden Flores. Since we've got some defensive backs coming in and some special forces guys, I'd like to mention some of our younger guys too. Defensive back on JV was Noah Hughes. Our special forces MVP was Noah Hughes. He doubled up on that one. Good job by him. In our sophomore game, defensive back was Brian Garcia. Special forces was Austin Seal. In the freshman red game, defensive back was Nick Wallman. And our special forces MVP was Naquan White. In the freshman black game, defensive back was John Lerma, and special forces MVP was Matthew Gutierrez. So, in addition to the win, it was a big win for our community because of being homecoming and for our high school. I would like to say a special thank you to all of our community and just all of our families and friends that came out to our homecoming parade and pep rally. It was a great turnout. All the people that are involved with helping put that on, just a great deal for our community.
If people only knew how much it goes on.
And once people go one time, they end up coming back. It's a fun night for everybody. Friday night was a chance for us to do our breast cancer dedication. I know you got to read some of the names, and we have our players on Thursday tell us who they dedicated the game to, whether it was a family friend, whether it was a family member, to let these guys know who we're playing for and that it really means something, that we're not just wearing pink to be wearing pink, that our guys that do wear pink, they donate to the foundation. And so
that's one of the great things too, is it's a great cause, but when the cause is lost by trying to look good, it's one thing I think is very admirable, is that you make sure that they earn and understand the reason why there's a purpose behind the thing.
Absolutely, and what I tell them is, we don't want to dedicate a game, because if you think about dedicating a game, you're dedicating a whole week of work. And everything that goes into a football game, you don't want to, if you're going to dedicate a game, it needs to mean something. And so having our guys talk about those people and what they mean to them is a big deal to us. And so we were really proud of our guys for that. And just a really good month so far for us. With our, I mentioned last week on the show, our AB honor roll was off the charts, and our all-A honor roll, and we've got 2 weeks to 6 weeks to get some more grades in, so we're 9 days away from another check, so we're pushing hard on that also.
Yeah, I know for a fact, having a kid in the system, you guys keep an eye on that, and it's a great thing. So.
Yes, sir.
Now let's focus on Bible Stadium, Leander, Friday night at 7:30. What are we looking at? I mean, it's not last year's Leander.
No, sir. The much improved football team. Really doing some outstanding things on offense. They've got a quarterback that can throw it anywhere on the field. There's some tough throws for high school quarterbacks. Those deep outs to the wide side of the field, or the ball down the field to the wide side of the field, and he can put it where he wants to. He's got a strong arm, good offensive line. They've got two good receivers and some good running backs that they use in their system. They really stress you hard with their option game, with their run pass option stuff. So I think Coach Smith and those guys have done a fantastic job of putting together a really good offensive plan and scheme. And it forces our defensive guys to really be disciplined on what they do in the passing game and on the run game. Defensively, they've made a lot of adjustments and improvements there, with their 3-4 defense. Real athletic on the edges and can put pressure on you. Our guys are going to have to do a good job up front of handling that pressure. That's one of the biggest things. D-line is active, linebackers active, and a good secondary. So they've got overall in their 3-4, they do a really good job, real similar to us in some things that they do schematically. And then on special teams, they've got some guys that can hurt you. So we're going to have to make sure that we do a good job of covering on our kicks, do a really good job of protecting on all of our protections when it comes time to kick the football. And I think we have a great special teams plan for them. They also will try to create some things on special teams, whether it's an onside kick or those type things, and it really forces you to make sure that you are on top of your assignments and do the things you've been coached to do from day one. So, really, Leander fighting for a playoff spot just like us. So, really big game for our football program.
For sure, and you just said something too that's it's a lot of people, again, going back to what the coaches see versus fans see, right? And any guy that played football in high school knows, film day and stuff. And in the offense, I mean, you have plays and they stay pretty consistent. You make adjustments for teams and different defenses, but that defense changes. I mean, even though it's the same setup, it has to change per scheme, and those guys have to really think of that target. It's been a real.
At times we've played really, really fantastic defense, and the times that we've gotten in trouble is times that whether we're not disciplined on eye control and seeing the things that we're supposed to see. But for the most part, I've been really proud of our defensive group.
Yeah, and that offensive line has been really impressive this year too.
Offensive line has had their handful the last 2 weeks because teams penetrating and doing some different things to them. I'm really proud of them for adjusting. We've got to adjust a lot earlier in the game and make sure that we can pick up the things that Leander's going to try to do to us.
Sure. Well, again, Friday night at Bible Stadium, 7:30 p.m. Wear your pink. We're going to have our pink out game away at Bible Stadium. Of course, if you get there at 7:30, you're going to miss the excitement. Get there early and be loud. So thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you.
So here we are tonight with Kyle Armstrong. He plays linebacker. Is also a very important position within the team. He's the long snapper, and we'll get to that in a second. But tell me about how you felt about the Georgetown game and what you're looking forward to with Leander.
I was really, really proud of the Georgetown win. For it to be that close and come out on top, it really felt good. And it was our homecoming game, and it was, stands were packed and everybody was, going crazy. So it felt really good. And I really hope that this week we carry that momentum forward towards Leander, and I'm really confident that we can do that. So.
Great. Now, long snapper. I mean, that's a pretty intense position. I mean, you got guys right on top of you, usually the bigger guys, and you have to have that precise snap. I mean, what goes into that? How do you practice it? And I mean, how much fun do you have doing it?
I really enjoy this. It's kind of like my little niche on the team, I guess. A lot of repetition and a lot of focus goes into that. So I mean, we're almost every day we're practicing special teams. So I'm always getting my snaps in. Making sure that, and before the game, making sure that my mind's right, making sure that I'm just making sure that I'm mentally ready. Just making sure that I'm doing everything right.
So I mean, when Diogo comes in, kicks that extra point or field goal, he gets his name announced, and you're the one that's making sure that he looks good, right?
Well, yeah, I'm actually, so I don't do PATs, but I just do punt. But.
Oh, okay, so you make Jeremiah look good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But he had a great punt this week too.
No, I mean, yeah, Jeremiah, it's pretty awesome because punt. All special teams are really important, and we really pride ourselves on hitting yardage and stuff like that, like Jeremiah's punts and stuff. I mean, it can make a big difference in the game. So,
yeah,
yards like that, they really count and they add up at the end, especially when it's close, especially like this.
But he can't get that punt off unless that snap's there. So
right, that's true. Yeah. That's true. But
in regards to special teams, you're talking about getting your mind right. I mean. That's a different, you have to be ready at any minute, right? I mean, you have to be paying attention to the game. What are some of the things that, you pay attention to in a game, unlike maybe somebody else that's just strictly defense or offense?
Well, one thing that one thing that I really have to pay attention to is when we get like the call in. So whether or not we're gonna kick it or run a fake or something like that. So when we get a verbal call in, I gotta recognize, you know, who I'm snapping to, or you know where I'm blocking and stuff like that. I have to make that kind of on the fly. So that's something that I really pay attention to, because one mess up there, then you know the whole thing can fall apart. So,
Sure.
yeah.
What was your favorite part of homecoming?
Homecoming, I really like the dance. I had a date, one with some friends at the dance, so that was pretty cool. I got to help like set it up and kind of help run it, so it was good. It was a big success, so everything went well.
All right, well, good luck with Leander.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, now here we are with Justin Carter, special team guru, special team player of the week last week, and a big thing is kickoffs. I mean, tell me about kickoffs and what do you? I mean, that's got to be exciting.
Yeah, it was very exciting. It's a different mentality to get on the field and just go headstrong and try to get a tackle. It's a big way to start off the game. It's very good, strong thing to game.
Do you? Are you on the left side or right side, or do you?
I'm on the right side.
On the right side. Gotta let people know where you're at, so when they, you know. And have you ever had that big hit? I mean, just be able to just stop everybody right where you want them.
I'd say last week with starting off the kickoff, I had one good opening, sending them down the 30. That was nice way to start off the game.
How'd you feel about you know, obviously with Georgetown, but I mean with Leander coming up and at Bible Stadium? I mean, what are you excited about?
I'm excited to start off the game strong. I want to get a good impact and leave Leander with the victory.
Awesome. And how about homecoming? What was your favorite thing of homecoming?
Homecoming is come home with a win.
Yeah, I've asked this with some guys. I haven't asked it with other. You know, we have a lot of kids that watch and they're future Rangers, and they don't realize that you guys have to work really hard in classes. So, what's one of your favorite subjects?
One of my favorite subjects, it has to be anatomy. It's very interesting. It's very fun learning.
Very cool. Well, good luck in Leander.
Thank you.
All right, bud. And here we are now with Diogo Chiaramonte. Tell me about, well, first of all, you're our kicker for the team. Do a great job. Tell me about the Georgetown game and what you expect to see in Leander.
It was a tough game. I think tougher than a lot of people expected, but I think it was good for us to kind of have a reality check that we have to work hard for every team, every week. We can't let our guards down, and I think that this week we're definitely gonna focus a lot and get a lot of work done to be ready to go to Leander and hope to come out with a victory.
Great. Talk about your relationship with Dalton McKay. I mean, he's the holder on those extra points or field goals. Is there something that you guys just have something to make sure that he holds it perfectly?
I mean, we just over this year, and I mean, he's been my holder sophomore year, I think, freshman year, actually even junior year, I think. So I've been with him for almost my whole high school career, and we just throughout the years just have grown our relationship, and we've gotten closer and closer on the field. And it's awesome. Every time we're out there on the field, we talk to each other before the kick, like, let's get this, we're ready, and then we just trust each other to get our jobs done, trust our line to block for us, trust our snapper to get the ball to us, and it's all.
Yeah.
It's the system.
Hey, and we saw you kick a few field goals, over the past few weeks, and I think the Vandergrift games were really interesting because just that environment. I mean, it could come down to a point where we really need that leg of yours, and you do great. I mean, do you enjoy wanting to have that? I mean, is it like, a baseball player, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth for a World Series type thing?
Right. I think it's, at times it can feel kind of nerve-wracking, but like once I'm on the field, it just kind of, everything's zoned out. I'm just ready to get my job done, and I trust the guys in front of me. I trust the guy right next to me to get their job done. And I trust myself to do what I've always practiced and just kick it down.
Yeah, you do a great job with it too. How about homecoming? What was your favorite part?
Man, coming out with the victory at the end, it was tighter than I hoped it was, but I'm just glad we came out with the victory. And we got Leander.
Now Leander. And how about class? What's your favorite class?
Definitely math. I just always loved math, calculus. It's just always something that's been interesting to me, and I still like it to this day.
There's a lot of math teachers real happy right now. All right, well, thank you, Diogo, and don't forget 7:30 p.m. Friday at Bible Stadium, where we Rangers will be taking on the Leander Lions, and go Rangers!